Hello everybody! So I look crazy right now, I'm fully aware of that. I'm here because I'm gonna make a clown video for you all, and thought it might be interesting to do how I used to do my makeup versus how I do it now. So first we're gonna do the old way, and my old way of doing makeup was using beauty products instead of stage products, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So this is the white that I used. It's a gift from a friend. It's a water activated white. It's a huge pot of it, so it lasts forever. I use this and I apply it with a wet sponge because it's water activated. I would use a matte liquid lipstick for different colors like red, black, pink, red and black, I guess. Maybe add some colors to it. So we have 2 liquid lipsticks, an eyeliner, water-based foundation thing, and liquid lipstick. I clown every day. I don't have a gig every day, but I'm preparing myself for when I do. I guess you could say the beginning of my clown journey started with simply just being interested in drawing them because I thought they were fun to draw. And yeah, from there I got more into the makeup. I was messing around with the makeup a lot more for like about a few years there. It kind of just fell out of relevancy for me for a while. So this was about 5 years ago when I first started interested in drawing them. And then it took about 2 years. And then I started performing on my own, and something just clicked in me, and I was kind of like, I want to be a clown. I don't know what clicked or what changed, honestly, but I think it had something to do with drag because I was performing Rocky Horror and the Shadowcast, among other things, like Reefer Madness, Repo the Genetic Opera, Little Shop of Horrors, things like that. With this one, you actually don't need a powder set, and I didn't know that, so I was setting it with powder every time in a way that's like not even, like, I suggest if you're gonna get into clowning to try to learn how to do the makeup actually how it's supposed to be done, then you'll be ahead of the curve. There's a lot of young clowns these days that are into different types of clowning, and older clowns seem to have some type of issue with stuff like that. You have to get used to getting product in your mouth, by the way. But a lot of older clowns have a problem with the way that younger clowns like do this shit, and it's kind of just like, do you want it to live on, or you just want it to die with you? Like, come on, buddy. Be realistic. Be realistic, please. This is a trick I learned from Rocky, is doing your eyeliner, doing your eyebrow on top of your eyeliner. Sorry, doing your eyebrow with makeup on top of your regular eyebrow. Because it helps hide it. Especially because I have super thick brows. It started with a simple kind of like interest in makeup, and then I decided I would continue from there. Oh my god. This is pissing me off. See, like, this is why I'm glad I learned how to actually do it, because, like, this is always honestly just, like, so hard to do for me. I'm just rushing it at this point because I don't even like how it used to look. Like, I don't even like it anymore. I'm listening to Cabaret on my headphones. This looks bad because I'm not using my mirror. Like, the way that I learned to do makeup was, I was very young and I just was playing with it, you know? I think that's the way everybody probably can learn to do makeup, is just by playing with it. Watch a few videos. Like, there's countless makeup videos out there. And this one's supposed to be kind of eerie, sexy, I guess, because it's for burlesque and drag, but I'm gonna start doing a cuter look for burlesque, because I have a bunch of different clown characters that I do now. So it started with just regular drag, and I couldn't find like what I liked to do for drag, but I just knew I liked performing. Well, I've always known I liked performing, that's stupid, but honestly, this is even looking like pretty decent. Like I was saying, I don't like it. I don't like the mouth. I can never figure out what to do. Like, I was always trying different things and trying like different looks that could be my signature look, but I could never figure out what I wanted to do for it. So I'll use a water base for the white, eyeliner for all the black, and then different types of shadows for all the colors. And that always seemed to work for me. Everybody's always like, the water base is just gonna come right off. I've done like at least 30 shows wearing this stuff, and I haven't had it wipe off like that. And this is the old Ronnie face. Pretty mid. I mean, obviously I messed up at some spots, but I don't know. Something about this just doesn't give anymore. I've grown. My clown has changed. My makeup has changed countless times. I've used to do all different styles of makeup and kinds of makeup and different shapes and colors. Oh, I am missing something. There we go. And that's pretty much Ronnie. Yeah, not my favorite. Really not my favorite, but I just wanted to show you guys how I used to do it and how there's a million different ways to do clown makeup, but I do suggest learning how to use the proper products or also be in my boat. But also I am quite versed in makeup, so I can make it work. I've been able to practice since I acquired my grease paint. I've practiced many times with it to get the perfect consistency, thickness, how to apply the powder, because everybody will tell you different things on how to do the powder, but a lot of people will say use a sock. I would love to figure out the sock method, but for now, I don't want to destroy my bathroom with powder, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my brush. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like a little later on. Yeah. This one's actually a lot harder to get off too than the grease paint. So yeah, do that information as you will. But that used to be my signature look. I mean, the main signature points were the chin piece and the eyebrow shape, and then everything else could be interchangeable. Never be scared to use makeup wipes, man. They help. They do help. I was like really anti-makeup wipe for a while, and I was using like coconut oil. Girl, let me tell you, that shit is really, really, really hard to get off some stuff. It's good for some and it's bad for others. So definitely recommend, like, not that. Honestly, not that at all. But yeah, so that was my original clown look. I'm going to reset my area and then we're gonna do my new clown look. I was doing drag and I was trying to find the signature drag act, and it turns out I really wanted to be a clown, so I just started doing it. I just started doing the makeup in a way that made sense to me, and from there I just kind of grew. Like, I was like, oh, I want to learn balloon animals, so I found a video on YouTube and learned. I wanted to learn face painting, and that took me a while to learn face painting. It took all the way up until I got to go to this clown convention, but shout out to the COAI, which is the Clowns of America International. They do a yearly convention that's centered around education. So they teach you things about like balloon tying, magic, face painting, makeup, costuming, bubbles, sleight of hand tricks, how to get booked for festivals and fairs. They have people that do these really, really like wonderful little clown TED Talks, I like to call them. So this was the hardest part for the new makeup, right? You use clown white and powder. You can use different kinds of powder. I prefer using the matching brand powder just because it makes sense to me. So you have the clown white. This is a grease paint. This is the color set powder. I got both of these for a combination price of roughly 20 bucks. You could buy these at a costume shop, online. I bought mine from the Moose Burgers. How little I'm using. I'm using a very, very, very little amount. So I like to do it all white. And if you do too much, the grease paint will not be able to set, it will crack. But I barely put any grease paint on because I put on too much and I was trying to figure out. No! Okay, sorry fellas. Alright. So, how I like to start my clown makeup. I picked this trick up from a friend from Colorado. I use a little bit of lotion. You put it on your face wherever you're gonna apply it. Gives you some moisture to work with. And you let this sit for a while. Then I use this primer. Use any primer. I'm using the cheap stuff because I've never used a primer before properly. It definitely says something about me that I've been like a makeup person for like half of my life at least, and I've never done it the proper way. So how I first used to do makeup, when I first was a little baby, doing little baby goth makeup, I did black, just huge black circles of eyeliner and white as hell for the base, like the lightest foundation plus a white powder. So, and occasionally I'd add like a black or like a gray blue like eyeshadow and like black lipstick. It was a mess. Honestly, it was a mess, but I'm not ashamed. Are you ashamed of who you are? Yeah, so we're gonna go in with the grease paint now. I don't use much. I take like 3 of my fingers and I just put it on the tips, and then I go like around like this. And this base actually helps create like, it just helps a lot to with the makeup process really, and I never knew that. So like maybe it would have helped if I did this with my other clown makeup, but I never did. So it was a learning curve, but with some videos watched and some knowledge earned, I figured it out. So this is just my version of clown makeup, right? I think you should be able to do whatever you want. There's so many different looks out there. I know eventually I'm gonna be changing how I do my makeup because that's how I do. I just change. Everybody changes, and it's okay to change. And one thing led to another. I found out about my local clown alley. It's a very important, and that's a very important thing to know about when you're a clown, especially when you're starting a clown alley. It's just a good group of clowns that meet up and do different clown stuff, and sometimes they have classes and sometimes you can learn new stuff from them. So it's really important that you find your community, because you'll be set back quite a bit if you don't, and I made that mistake. It is really hard to break old habits, so I do use an eyeliner for the black. This is a really cheap eyeliner, so yeah. And I think the reason why I like using eyeliner for this stuff is because I like to have something that dries when I'm doing it in the black. So this dries really nice. And I will be using this red because, like I said, I don't have access to a lot of my makeup, but I also don't have any colors of grease paint. So you gotta make do with what you have. And as you can see, everything is different from my other clown face. And that's very intentional because it just needs to be different for me, because I can't do macaroni is who I've been working on and like workshopping for the past like year or so. But for the past 3 years I've been performing as Ronnie Valentine. And Ronnie Valentine is an adult entertainer and Macaroni is all ages, so I can't do the same thing for both of them. And I typically would take an actual blush, but like I said, I don't have a lot of my makeup with me, so I am making do with what I have. And I'm lucky to have this ginormous palette full of all the different colors. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror palette. It's pretty sick. But I do a heart shape. And like, I think everybody should have their own signature look. And yeah, some of them may look similar because we're all following the same guidelines here. You know what I mean? But as you grow, as you learn more, you'll change. And even the blush placement for me is different because I learned a new way to do it. Like, I could do it like this, you know, and that's good, that's right. Putting it on the front of the face is better. But since I'm kind of mixing together the two of doing it on the side and on the front, and I want to make sure it comes out in the proper shape. If you cannot tell shapes, this is a heart shape blush. Aww. It's very cute. It's a very cute look. I am going for something a bit cuter. And like I said, we're gonna go all the way up. All the way up into the eyebrow. Fuck, I forgot to set it. Too late for that now. We'll have to come back and do that after. Hopefully it doesn't ruin everything. Theoretically though, this is just all powder, so... Well, everything is powder except for the nose and the lips. I definitely took inspiration from the people I met at the convention because there were some beautiful, beautiful clowns there who had just amazing makeup and the best tips and tricks on how to get it just perfect. So I suggest once you get involved in your community, you find people who have been doing it for years and you try to get information from them. Because you'll be surprised if you've been a part of communities where things are gatekept and people do not share trade secrets or anything like that. You'll be surprised because the clowns share everything. And apparently it did not used to be this way. It used to be very much gatekeeping, keeping things for yourself, not telling people things, you know, until they realized that young people weren't clowning. And now they'll share everything with you, which is kind of like depressing in a way, but also it's kind of like an honor to be given this information by people who have been doing it for so long. People that know exactly what they're talking about, just willingly telling you things. Like, that's so rare as an artist. People do not do that anymore. People never do that. I've never, like, mentor me and like give me things and like, it's amazing. It truly is an honor. That's why I practice my makeup. That's why I try to do it the professional way, because it's an art that deserves respect in a way that I'm honoring the way it's been done forever. And it's been done this way because it works. I'm gonna finish with my eyeliner and then I'm gonna put my costume on and you'll get to see the whole magic. Ta-da! They're not really even, but I kind of really care less. Oh, so yeah, the problem here, I forgot to powder. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. I take my ginormous brush and I pat it in my powder, loose powder, and I just tap it all around my face. And yeah, I'm getting my fucking powder everywhere. What you gonna do about it? It's my apartment. So yeah, when you're powdering, this is what it will look like. If I were doing all oil paint, I would wait till the end to powder. But when you're waiting, you have to wait until it sets all the way in. It's gonna soak up into that grease paint. And set it. Like, so. I give it just a second to dry. Cross your fingers. Oh. I took my powder on my brush, just bam, 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 and then I just all over. I didn't knock any off my brush. I did create a mess. I have my own apartment. If you don't, lay something down, find somewhere to do it. That's not gonna get makeup everywhere. I'm gonna touch up my nose, then I'll get into my costume and you'll see the whole magic. This is it. This is the look, this is the fit. I'm missing my bows, and I'm not wearing my clown shoes, but that'll be all. That's it. That's the whole thing. So, thank you for watching, and come back for more clown stuff.